Hey yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Dadscap. Welcome to Market Pulse, your weekly recap into the CS2 economy. While the 7-day average for peak player count continues to trend downwards as summer progresses, the pre-weekend bump remains noticeable, this time showing a 5% increase. The market cap seems to have reached a floor just above $4.7 billion, losing a very tiny 0.29% of its value. This is good because it means that the bleeding has stopped for now, but there's still no indication on the direction of the market over the next few days. We can literally smell that uncertainty when we look at the indexes. Liquids are up 0.48%, lows are trolling at 0.01%, bruh. Mids dipped the hardest, losing 0.92%, and high tiers literally copied the 301 index's answer but added a -1 like a bunch of bozos. Knives and gloves didn't do anything too crazy this week also. Both indexes followed each other pretty well and even managed to actually post a small gain of around 0.3% between the both of them. Nice. Agents apparently couldn't cope with the pressure and fumbled hard, performing the worst out of all indexes thus far with a loss of 2.59%. Yikes! And finally for the cases index, there's some weird reverse inversion diversion going on here. I guess this is some kind of reject modernity, embrace tradition type shit. I don't fucking get it. Market Pulse this week is barely optimistic. I think that now it's fair to say that the market has fully acclimated to the changes brought on by the trade protection update. In other words, we've gotten used to it by now. All in all, there's some good and there's some bad. The good being that your inventory value will finally stop going down every time you look at it, but the bad being that there's still too much uncertainty and literally zero momentum driving things forward. Thankfully though, recent release notes by Valve updating the armory with a new limited time M41S, the Austin sticker capsules finally going on sale, and the discovery by a Twitter user of likely incoming features related to cases, Valve is not actually asleep at the wheel. Yeah, I know it's shocking to hear, and we actually have new content to look forward to coming in the near future. Welcome to Case Crackdown, where we break down the happenings in the case market over the past week, and this week, the thirst for Gamba seems to be subsiding with only 6.9 million cases being opened, which is equal to a decrease of over 800,000 cases compared to last week, of which 48% were active cases, 37% purchasable, and 15% were either rare or discontinued. The number one purchasable case was the Fever case obviously, showing unboxing numbers equal to 2.1 million cases this week, down over 10% its weekly average. This is the largest drop in this case's unboxing numbers we've seen in a while. The top active case was the Dreams and Nightmares case, with its total weekly unboxing numbers up 6.5% compared to last week. The Revolution case finally has a worthy competitor for that number one spot. It's nice to see. The number one rare case was once again the Snakebite case with 160,000 unboxings this week. Its weekly unboxing numbers have been somewhat stable for a while now, which is noteworthy and an important thing to point out because it indicates that demand for this case is actually more solid and resilient to market downtrends. The most liquid case was the Fever case, surprisingly, with 419,000 market listings. It seems like players are more interested in cashing in their stars balance rather than donate $2.50 to Valve by buying a key and opening it. The case with the most potential was the Bravo case, one of the most OG cases in the game. As you can see, most of the price growth happened within the last 7 days, which is never a good sign. Add on top of that the fact that it's almost $70, the only reason it has quote-unquote potential is because of its low volume and high sensitivity to volatility, and also because the rest of the case market remained flat. The same can be said for the biggest crash out, the Riptide case, a discontinued case. Despite the opposite price trend, the explanation for it is basically the same: low volume, high price, and high volatility. So despite suffering a loss of almost 10% of its value, it's really not that dramatic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that goofy bell to never miss another market recap in the future. Welcome to winners and losers, starting off with the winning cases, the Weapon Case 3, Clutch, and Bravo cases, all rare cases, two of which, the top F bottom ones, have very low volume, meaning that these gains are likely to be very short term. The losers, on the other hand, are a little more interesting. We find the Recall case an active case, the Huntsman a rare one, and at the top obviously the Riptide case a discontinued case, all losing an average of about 9% of their value. Excluding the Recall case, these losses also seem to be a result of random volatility, so again, these are probably going to be very short term. Moving on to play skins, the top winner of this week was surprisingly once again the Up Manowar Minimal Wear, on which I had sounded the manipulation alarm last week, which, well, may have been a little bit of a premature decision on my end, seeing that it again went up another 11% this week. I honestly have no clue why, but all I can say is that most of this price growth seems to be driven by Chinese traders, which kind of sounds like what happened to the AK Elite Muso a few months ago. As for the losers, well, there's a common theme with these ones. They're all from the most recent collections released by Valve that are actively being dropped in-game, specifically from the Ascent and Boreal collections. This can only mean one thing: new supply is currently vastly outweighing existing demand. It could be that players suddenly realize that they don't want these drops anymore, or it could be an indication of increased XP farming activities, or it could be both, who knows. In winning knives, very little noteworthy things to mention. I may sound like a broken record, but I don't care. When I see old and dusty and uglier knives crowned as the quote-unquote winners in a week, my only conclusion is that it's the result of increased price volatility and not real gains. However, when I see good-looking knives in the biggest losers, especially Dopplers or Gamma Dopplers, to me this goes to show how pessimistic the market has been over the past few weeks. Finally, for gloves, the winners this week had an overall pretty tame performance, with Broken Fang gloves from the Recoil, Snakebite and Surprise Broken Fang cases occupying the number 1 and number 3 spots, and the Mono Glove Spearmint from the Glove and Hydra cases nestled in between them, showing 4% of growth. In the losers, we see Mono Gloves from different cases, specifically the Clutch and Revolution cases, topping the chart by losing an average of around 9%. The Driver Glove Crimson Wave Minimal Wear from the Glove and Hydra cases are sitting in 3rd position with a loss of 7%. In short, very random results. Welcome to ROI Radar, where we're looking for money printer hidden in the armory or the in-game store. Starting off with the Warhammer 40k Trader Astartes sticker capsule, with an odds profit of 28%, an unboxing ROI of 93%, and an expected value of 92 cents, so a 7 cents loss. The best item is the Alpha Legion 2 at $3.86. Next up is the Info sticker capsule with an odds profit of 21%, unboxing ROI of 95%, and an expected value of 94 cents, so a 5 cents loss. The best item is the Chabo at $3.63. And finally, the best capsule in the in-game store is the Warhammer 40k Imperium sticker capsule with an odds profit of 28%, and unboxing ROI of 96%, and an expected value of 95 cents, or a 4 cents loss. The best item was the Sisters of Battle 2 at $4.35. Moving on to the armory, the third best collection was the Sport and Field collection with an odds profit of 5%, and unboxing ROI of 101%, and an expected value of $1.62, so a 2 cents gain. The best item was the M41S Fade at $666, oh my god. Next up were the Missing Link charms with an odds profit of 15%, and unboxing ROI of 107%, and an expected value of $1.29, so a 9 cents gain. The best item is the Hot Howl at $64.19. And finally, the best collection in the armory was the Elemental Craft Stickers collection with an odds profit of 20%, unboxing ROI of 110%, and an expected value of 44 cents, so a 4 cents gain. The best item was the Ruby Wave Lenticle at $12.62. Thank you guys for watching, I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.